The SACP screen is the Student Academic Programs. This is where our staff goes to find out what the active programs are. It's also where admissions staff will activate and inactivate or change programs. Under the person lookup, we've been using John Doe, so we'll do Shift, ampersand. That remembers who we're looking at. And it brings up all of John Doe's programs. Our normal students will not have this many active programs, but what you're looking at here is John Doe has 155 programs on his account. C means that this was a changed program. Anything with an A is going to be an active program. We can use the arrows to look at the others. Lots of active programs. Now you're seeing some inactive programs. Sometimes you will see prospective programs, which are a P. You may see a G, which is a graduated program. It means it's been completed and actually officially graduated. Let's go back to the beginning here. Most of your students will only have a couple of programs, if that. Some of your more actively undecided students will change programs quite often. But going here, let's look at the Bachelor's of Business Administration, this active program here. Double-click to open it, or you can choose the box and then hit open. This is showing that it's an active program. Other choices would be a potential program, a withdrawn program. They changed their mind, they graduated, or it's inactive. This was activated back in 2016 by Tamara Jones on campus. It shows the location of this program was Troy Main Campus, which is TO1, and it was a 2015 catalog. The admit status should always be completed for real students. This should show that they're either a freshman or a transfer or a transient or another valid status. The program itself will automatically populate the business, and depending on what term they apply for, will fill in the start date and the anticipated completion date. If a student is changing their terms, this is one of the screens you will need to go to. You will need to change this back to a previous term if they want to start sooner, or you may need to move it to a time in the future if they're wanting to start at a later date. Other things you can see from this screen are the advisors and counselors. The advisors are going to be your student services advisors, and you may see several listed here. It could also be a faculty advisor for an undergraduate program, depending on how they wish to have it listed in the student accounts. If you are an advisor and you become the advisor for this student, you will simply put in your ID number and hit save and update. Now you can see I am the advisor for this student. And once you do that, anytime you get new students, you save and update. Then the counselors. Counselors would be the student services advisor for graduate students. This one has a counselor listed for 2014. So if this was a graduate student, I would go in and put my information, and I would become the advisor for this student. And putting today's date, again, 2 digits for the day, 2 digits for the month and the year, in the order of month, day, and year. So now I'm the counselor for this student, and I hit save and update. Advisors will also use this screen if they need to do any customizations. This is where minors are added, additional minors. The start date and the minors. Let's do 3 dots to look at a list of minors for this student, and there's 3,000. Obviously, you can't choose any associate's degrees for minors, so it gives you a whole bunch to choose from. So anyway, that's where you put minors. Admissions personnel need to use this screen to activate minors. So if it had an end date here of a previous minor, the admissions personnel need to remove the end date when reactivating a readmission for a student who had been out for several years and is going back into their old program. Students that have been out for more than 3 years will have a new application processed, but students less than 3 years would simply have their old program reactivated and their minor also. Once that's done, you hit save. An evaluation can be created by clicking the evaluate and going through the process for creating an evaluation. If there were any changes I needed to save, I would simply hit save all. This is where I can also update the academic catalog. I can update the location. This particular program does not allow online students because it's risk management, so I cannot change it to ET01, but if it was an online program, I could update it here. I can also inactivate this program or put changed mind. Always add a new program before inactivating the old program.